no matter the threats, intimidations coming from whosoever involved, no matter what it is, we remain friends on issues we do in Liberia. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the program Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia 104.1, coming to you live from Capital Bypass in Monrovia. And it feels good to return, even though we are under lots of threats on our lives. But we've got to be here today, and we are here to stay. No matter what the issues are, no matter what the threats could come from, or who are those threatening our lives, we remain firm to do what is right and will not be intimidated or moved by what they say or think they can do to us. This life we've got to live, it is Allah that gave us the life, and it is Allah that will take the life from us. So no matter what the issues are, no matter what the threats are coming from whosoever, we will not bow to any pressure. My name is Sekou Sharif. Emmanuel Davids is my co-pilot. Tonight we're going to be with you up to 9 o'clock, the usual time we converge to talk about the issues that matter in our country. We've converged again to do our best. Thank you for always joining us, and it feels good returning to the radio, our people listening to us, and believe in what we say on the radio. I want to say good evening to you, Emmanuel.
Well, good evening on a lovely Wednesday, the 8th date of February 2023. Like you said, it feels very, very good being on the radio and doing what we love, talking to our people and then getting favorable feedbacks from our audience every day, Monday to Friday, 6 to 9. Well, it's a great thing. So we're here to, run this broadcast up to, Okay, so up to 9 o'clock. Well, we will do briefly our housekeeping up to 6:30. At 6:30, we will cross the territorial waters of Liberia to speak with our correspondents. On the flip side of that time, we will delve into some, critical issues right here on this platform. Remember, maybe to some of you who listen to our morning show, and of course the climax of the show on yesterday, where we had the time to speak with Anthony Asek Jackson from the headquarters of the collaborating political parties. Yesterday, my colleague Sekou Sharif did receive a call from, what is the name of this guy? This foreigner in Liberia threatening Ali from BMC.
Ali Kobasi.
Okay, Ali Kobasi yesterday threatening my colleague Sekou Sharif. We have a voice recording of that threat that was made against Sekou Sharif, and it is good that the recording is so clear. It is succinct in a way that even the child, the 2, 3, or 4-year-old child will, have a clearer understanding or clearer picture of what it is. So we will talk more and more about that because, threat against the life of one journalist ultimately becomes a threat against other journalists. So we will talk about that up to later, and other developing issues or trending national issues in Liberia. So that is the lineup for you this evening on Issues of Today, Voice of Liberia 104.1. The National Elections Commission just issued a release. We will also talk about that this evening, but we have a couple of voices. We will play you those voices, efforts being made by Sekou Sharif to get information turned different. Some have, misconstrued his journalistic skills as as a mean of intimidating people or trying to get money. But the evidence that we have will determine whether Sekou went wrong or he did not go wrong. So let's now, delve into the issues this evening. Sekou, you have the press release there coming from the.
And I just share with you.
Okay, let me see whether I have that in my inbox. I know our morning show talked about that or touched on that.
I think it's just recent stuff.
Okay, it came this afternoon, right? Okay, Sekou, also we're getting information that several people who purchased their meters or whatever, the Liberia Electricity Corporation is yet to give them those meters or provide them electricity.
The same old problem we've continued to experience, it has come back to us about the electricity issue in the country.
And we are hoping that we don't go back to electricity theft, which is a crime under the laws of Liberia. We hope that we don't go back where people will go and reconnect to the power grid, the main power source.
If people do that, I think it is because of what the LEC is doing. Even though we don't encourage people to do it, but the LEC, they themselves should not create the environment for people to do these things in the country, though.
Of course, I'm yet to receive that release. You can just go through that while I try to get these voices ready for our people listening
to the show. Okay, this is what the National Elections Commission came up with. It says today is the 8th, right? They said Monrovia, February 8th, NEC. The National Elections Commission wishes to thank all those who expressed interest during the online recruitment process of temporary workers for the 2023 biometric voter registration BVR, which started on 30th January and ended at midnight on 6th February. NEC informs all the recruitment portal closed with 50,992 applicants, of which 18,655 were females and 32,337 were males from across the country. A merit-based selection process is underway, with headquarters staff deployed to assist the magisterial teams with the shortlisting and subsequent selection of the 6,700 workers for the BVR exercise. Only shortlisted applicants will be contacted for further screening through a computer-based test before a final list for training is generated. Absolutely no one will be considered for recruitment outside of the application done through the recruitment portal. The huge number of applicants or applications received demonstrates the overwhelming enthusiasm and desire of Liberians to participate in the electoral process. Signed, Prince Dumba, Deputy Director of Communications. So that is it for you. Those of you that went through the process, and it is just fair enough, you can follow what it is, and you will get exactly what it is. So on today, we saw on social media, that means the collaboration, the Coalition for Democratic Change, they've affixed their signatures to the new document now binding the three political parties in a very new marriage. So now they have another new marriage. We want to say, I think it is just fair, good for them. As we move towards elections, you have...
Though other people are still contesting that, but according to James Barney, the senator of Maryland County, if the document is signed by majority members of the executive committee of the constituent parties, it becomes binding. So whether you sign or not, but those who affix their signatures to the document, when they are in majority, it becomes law. So they move on.
So they move on. Certainly they move on. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's it. And according to him, he will work with his people if that is the case. But as far as he was concerned, on the day we interviewed him, there was no coalition at the moment, because the previous document signed amongst the three constituent parties expired in 2022, November, precisely the 2nd of November 2022. So with the signing of the new framework document that, puts the three constituent parties back into a new marriage, a new formation, well, they go toward the 2023 October 10 presidential and legislative elections. Let's see what happens, whether those internal problems will be solved, so that the CDC can go to the elections with one voice. Because as you go toward a process that will be heavily contested, you have to go with one voice, one focus, one mindset, so that you can defeat the opposition. But yet, like you said repeatedly on yesterday, you were coming live and direct from the headquarters of the disjointed,
the disjointed
the Liberty Party, and Asa Jackson was asking you how many times you want to use this word disjointed.
Yeah.
But actually, I mean,
because I wanted that to dip it down his ears.
Because there are fragments, right? You can't have one political institution being fragmented. One party is on the other, one side is on this side, and another side is on the right angle of the divide. Well, Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence is saying, I'm on the legitimate side, and the chairperson of the Liberty Party is also saying, well, I think the law recognizes us, the law recognizes our existence, so this is the legitimate side, so we move on as the CPP. Well, that's it. We are trying now, well, okay, up to 6:30. 6:30 we will go across, like we said, Liberia, to speak with our correspondents in the country. Well, too many calls coming from outside, Sekou, about pre-campaign activities across Liberia. Just that the word vote, VOTE, is not on some of the banners, the billboards that we see from various aspirants, people aspiring to be lawmakers in Liberia. They do have their photographs, their messages, and some of the things they've done in the past to positively affect the lives of their constituents. So those are the billboards we see across. And trust me, we are seeing more and more of these billboards simply because President George, we have photographed is across the length and breadth of Liberia.
That's the claim that coming from the other side, the folks of the opposition.
The opposition. So since they see this happening, they are now printing their own billboards. Yeke Koluba took one at the legislature with the photograph.
But I think the time in which they did that was intended for the just ended program, which any political parties could do.
And one could say those.
And then I just want to say something too, right? Mm-hmm. And also, someone asked the question this morning on one of the shows. It said that, I think it was on this radio, the morning show guys, that out of the pictures around if the folks are paying, if the president's paying.
Yes.
And I think in all fairness, there are laws, but I think a little bit exception to some of the things. Were you to be the head of MCC and they say the president program, you should, what will you say? You say they might pay it?
No, it should be paid. It should be paid.
No, that's what I'm saying. I say you say they might pay it.
They will pay.
Oh, okay.
Because, no, listen.
In this country?
Let's not breach the law. Not because of Liberia.
They're supposed to be paid for. I know.
Of course.
I'm just saying.
Which is the right thing to be
done.
The
way we do things, we worship leaders, right? Even if we know the leaders are doing the wrong thing.
Even the legislature does that. The
Thank you.
legislature-
So I'm just saying in that context, even though the law says, or it should have been the way in which, in terms of payments, but will you have it done in Liberia? Certainly you will have it done because we watch our leaders, even if our leaders are doing wrong.
And trust me, I will take on the city government for this issue. I'm personally going to visit the Monrovia City Corporation. I'm going to request for the payment documentation.
So you could use just write them, use the FOI law.
I could write them, but the first line of mood or whatever I would do, I'm going to go there. City Hall is not far from here.
Certainly.
I'm going to question the guys, and they will tell me whether those billboards and all of those stuff coming from the ELWA junction all the way to town and other places, whether they were paid for. And if they were paid for, I should have those, because those are public documents. The public should consume those documents, and we should have them. If they do refuse, then I use the FOI law. Trust me, I'm going to do that. Okay, so we are still here. Let me, I know the audios are getting ready.
No, but that's not the order. We need to go to the international correspondence.
I know we still have 8 minutes to go.
To the international correspondence.
Yes, to our
we're
international correspondence.
We're going to start the discussion at 7. Tonight, we're going to take 2 hours to tell you about what has transpired. For those of you that listen this morning, you listen to our guys on the morning show, and I phoned in on the show where I just explained just a little. So today, we have 4 different recordings. And someone will ask, is it a normal thing where you have a conversation with people, you record them? Certainly no. But when you are on investigation, let me say this. For journalists that are involved into investigative journalism, it is always advisable to have records of all you do. And so, if I understand that I'm investigating this thing, what usually we do is to have records of all. I have the record of Johnny Babani. That's how he calls his name, but I will call you his real name. He has his real name on his legitimate documents in our possession. He called me, and in that recording, you will listen. He's begging me for friendship, and he's begging me to go to his store. And I stood my ground and I said no. We have another recording where he used another person that claimed to be his lawyer by the name of Tonia Gibson. He calls himself a lawyer or counselor.
I hope it is not the Tonia Gibson that we know.
Thank you. And that Tonia Gibson is being heard on the recording demanding me to go to the office. In fact, he's the lawyer. And went to the extent to also threaten me that he's calling, or a police could call me to intervene for a simple question I asked. Means of intimidating me. That did not stop there. I received another call from another person called himself Ali, owner of BMC. And he went straight to the point and threatened my life. And I have that on recording. And so we have 4 different recordings. The lawyer has 2 recordings. Johnny Babani begging me has 1 recording. And Ali threatening my life has 1 recording. At 7 o'clock tonight, we'll play it. He said that I'm afraid of Ali. Certainly no. But you know why? We're in Liberia that anything could happen. I want to bring this to the public. And we will officially communicate with because today we have a series of meetings. We had a meeting with our lawyers. They needed to advise us legally. We needed to have an urgent meeting with some of our international friends we have. Some of them, they promised to come in the country in this month. We also needed to have an internal meeting, which we did. And so we could not send out communications today because of meetings upon meetings we have. And some of our friends, they expressed interest, knowing the role we continue to play in this country. The thing is something very serious that should not be taken lightly. As we move towards elections, looking at how things are happening, how people in this country, allegations of their deaths, and a peaceful journalist. Fellow Liberians, for those of you that are watching, this is document. There are all documents in our hands here about what Johnny Babani has done and continue to do to our country. We don't talk because we want to talk. These are all documents. For those of you watching, you see it. It is my very first time in Liberia to know that the people can pay 1,000 USD to free or continue from the free port of Monrovia. We have documents for all. But we will explain the entire story to you, the genesis of the entire thing, and how did we reach a point where our lives got threatened by a Lebanese in Liberia.
Believed to be?
Yes, that claims that he knows all the government officials. To the extent he brags that he does all the road works for the government. So tonight, we'll put this before the Liberian people. Let the Liberian people know if, for example, tomorrow you don't listen to me on the radio, you should know that the mission of Ali Kobasi has come to reality to take my life. But you say they are going to be afraid? This beast syndicate that they are into? Certainly no. We need to explain the entire story to you. And let me speak to the conscience of Liberian business owners in our country. Do you know why Lebanese Indians are making more profits over you? They are flourishing in their businesses. It is because they've gotten into our system. If they bring goods, you will pay the rightful taxes to customs. Why they pay less than what they bring in the country? Defraud the government.
And our own people help.
And the very same Liberians help, while Liberian businesses are being pushed to pay the rightful taxes in this country. When our mothers and sisters, brothers that are into business in our country, they've got to leave businesses because the taxes is killing them. When the Lebanese and Indians in our country are using the very same system, if they bring 500,000 goods, they pay 5,000 for it. In all reasoning mind, they are to pay something around 100,000 or maybe 75,000. It depends.
Okay, Sekou.
But at 7 o'clock, you will listen to some of the things we will say. Wait for us.
It is obvious that we have more and more time. That's why we decided on this edition of the program, and let me use this time to apologize to our many listeners. Today actually should have been the superintendent's charge. We decided to say sorry. We're suspending that segment of the show because of the importance we attach to this matter. And of course, next week we will bring you superintendent's chart to get some of the developmental initiatives in various counties through superintendents via mobile. Well, the next segment at about this time has to do with our international correspondents. So We're making strides now. Is this working now?
Yeah,
When did you do that?
it's working, right? John Whitfield, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, let's try to get John with you from that side. Hope it works because yesterday technology was giving us another side of it. But that's the beauty of technology. At times, these things happen, even from the side of current too. So now maybe a current can go off.
Then we can pour our generator.
Wow, generator.
Then we can be fighting this summer. Why you get the Lebanese and the Indian, they can be stealing current.
But this is what I call a criminal syndicate. This is an organized crime.
Sure.
Our own people aid these alleged criminals. In fact, criminals, defraud our system. We gave them investment incentives. They come to our country. We tell them, bring all of your materials very free of charge. By the end of the day, what happens? They penetrate our system and steal from us. Well, now we have our very first correspondent on the line from Sierra Leone. The government of Ireland and Open Society for Democratic Initiative have funded a project in Sierra Leone focusing on electoral justice and security to support peaceful and a violence-free election. Well, to tell us the details of such a project and its impact to the country's election, we have on the line our Sierra Leone's correspondent, John Whitfield. John, good evening and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Give us a deeper insight into this development.
So we all know that many a times elections are sometimes smeared with violence, especially when you have a good number of society who allege that political gods put them or permit them into such. So this particular project seeks to support electoral justice and accountability for human rights and as well as electoral offenses due. So essentially, the project seeks to advance efforts towards a peaceful and as well as accountable electoral process.
So how would the various development partners and civil society groups work to ensure the projects are properly implemented?
So like the adage always says, the more the merrier. So what they will be doing specifically, like the Irish aid-funded project, which is also part of the broader project coordinated by the Institute for Governance Reform, which is a local civil society body in Sierra Leone. They will support the documentation of electoral complaints as well as calls for the speedy resolution of such complaints by the courts and alternative dispute resolution mechanism. Whilst the other body, which is CARL, will raise awareness about electoral laws and freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. And OSIWA funding will support the implementation of a project titled Promoting a Safe and Peaceful Electoral Process to an Accountable Security Sector.
What impact would they have on the elections before, during, and after?
So because of situations have arisen wherein we have people who have taken the law into their own hands, they have violated the rights of people either by beating them or probably stopping their movements on polling day. These bodies now will serve as a watchdog. So such issues will not go unnoticed or unreported, but at the same time, it will educate the populace, especially those who are eligible to vote on polling day, about the do's and don'ts and what is expected of them with regards to their rights as well as their responsibilities.
Well, finally, John, before we take leave of you, is the government and other political parties willing and ready to work with these groups to ensure a smooth running of elections in Sierra Leone?
Yes, so various memorandum of understanding have been signed between the government of Sierra Leone, international bodies, as well as local agencies in Sierra Leone. But we know most times what they agree on paper can be different from the event itself. But as per readiness, they are prepared, they want a smooth operations, and we are hoping that some of these violations that occur in the 2020 elections do not repeat.
Okay, John, though I said before leaving you, but let me just squeeze in this question. Well, how different is such agreement from that of other agreements in the past relative to the holding of national elections in Sierra Leone?
So the difference is education. Many people on polling day only have an idea about going out to cast their votes for their political parties and demigods. They
Okay.
don't know about their responsibilities. They only know about their rights. And many a times bodies have not been educating them about certain civil responsibilities except how to cast their votes. So now we'll be having separate entities that will educate people about that. That did not happen in the 2018 elections. And what again did not happen was to hold some of these political parties and political demigods responsible for violations that normally occur.
Thank you so much, John, for filling us in from Sierra Leone.
Thank you.
Well, John Whitfield is our correspondent in Sierra Leone, talking about some electoral matters relative to holding a peaceful and non-violence elections in Sierra Leone. Well, we are trying to establish contact with our next correspondent outside of Liberia to tell us exactly what's happening in that part of Africa. Well, this is Voice of Liberia, and the program you're listening to is Issues of Today with me, Emmanuel, and my partner,
Take another person.
Sekou
Yes,
Sharif.
certainly. We are tonight and trying to reach out to our international desk to talk to our international correspondents. Voice of Liberia has our international correspondents around the world.
Well, let's then cross over to Nigeria. An emergency meeting of the Council of State convened by President Muhammadu Buhari will be held on Friday to discuss national crisis, including petrol and naira scarcity, insecurity, and others. Ahead of the general elections, the national crisis had led to protests in various parts of the country. Our Nigerian correspondent, Naomi Kumbenda, tells us more. Naomi, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Can you tell us more about this emergency meeting of Council of States?
So, first and foremost, the National Council of State is an organ of the Nigerian government whose function includes advising the executive on policy making. Now, membership of the council comprises President Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Yomi Osinbajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, former presidents, former heads of states, former chief justices of Nigeria, President of the Senate, among others. And so the council, according to credible presidency sources, will take major decisions to douse the tension ahead of the elections and avert a potential national crisis, giving anger over the scarcity of naira and petrol shortages in the country.
Can we say there is a potential national crisis in Nigeria at the moment?
Sure, there is so much tension in the air. One can literally see the anger of the people. They can't access their monies in the banks. They can't get petrol for their vehicles to move from point one to point two. There are no food because they don't have cash. And those in the markets are not accepting transfer because it's a new policy. A cashless society is where the government is heading. And so it's a new policy, and those in the markets are refusing to the transfers from people. So this has crippled a lot of businesses, and people are so angry. You won't believe that Nigerians today vandalized banks because they're frustrated. And so to answer your question, yes, there is a potential national
gravitating towards a cashless society where we will do e-money. When I take a bottle of water from you, I have to pay you through either mobile money or through e-transfer, some way, somehow. You will not see cash, but you will just receive the alert. So is that the thing happening in Nigeria? And what are the citizens saying with a potential crisis, a looming tension in Nigeria? Well, this is Voice of Liberia, and you're listening to us, Sekou and Emmanuel. This is Issues of Today on a Wednesday, the 8th of February 2023. We're also going to elections. We are hoping that our elections, and I'm very confident, Sekou, were you to ask me, I'm very confident that we ourselves, citizens of Liberia, we are keeping this peace. No one else is doing that for us. Because they say when snake you in the past, when you see the tail of a lizard, you can be scared. So that experience of the past, when we take a look at it, we don't want to go back. So we're reestablishing contact with Naomi Kubenda because of the importance we attach to this development. So it's good to have you back on the line, Naomi. Again, good evening. We experienced some technical problem from Liberia, power outage.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me back.
Okay, you were in flight when I asked you the question relative to a potential national crisis in Nigeria.
Yeah. I show a national crisis because there's so much tension in the air that one can literally see the anger of the people because they cannot access their money in the banks. They have no money for petrol. There's no petrol. They are sleeping in the queues. They can't afford food because they don't have money to pay. And because it's a new policy, those who are selling the market will not accept transfers. So people are really angry. And you won't believe that today, Nigerians attacked banks and vandalized banks because they are frustrated. And so to answer your question, yes, there is a potential national crisis that needs immediate attention before it erupts into a breakdown of law and order.
Naomi, all this, is happening just 17 days to the conduct of the general elections in Nigeria. How does the Independent National Electoral Commission intend to conduct elections without money? Naomi, are you hearing me? I know the internet trying to reconnect. Well, Naomi, if you hear me, you can just shift a little from where you are.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, but you are coming in broken from our end.
Yeah. Okay. Can you? Oh no. Can you? Hello.
Hello. Okay. Much better now. Go ahead.
And so I said the INEC president was at the Central Bank of Nigeria where he complained to the central bank governor that he needs elections cannot be conducted without money. And so the central bank promised that they're not intentional to hurt Nigerians or to frustrate the success of the general election. And so he promised to make Naira notes available to INEC for the conduct of the election.
Wow. Thank you so much, Naomi, for filling us in from Nigeria.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, Naomi Kubenda.
Do we have another person?
Yes, we do have another person. We try to cross over to Lesotho. Poloko Mokhili is in Lesotho, so he's our final correspondent that we will make stop to this evening before we can go to our next issue on the program this evening. Voice of Liberia, issues of today, right here on this dial 104.1. Well, we now cross over to Lesotho. Basotho Convenient Movement BCM leader Reverend Sipo Holo has filed a motion in Parliament seeking to retake Lesotho's territories, which were seized by Afrikaners in South Africa in the 19th century. Well, Poloko is our correspondent in Lesotho. Good evening, Poloko.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Can we say this is something that is possible for the land to be returned?
Yeah, no, definitely not. It is not possible because this has been a fight that has faced many political parties for many years since the 2070s, and the fact that it cannot be won. So no.
So how has Parliament handled this issue?
What I can tell you is that the Speaker of the Parliament was very reluctant to accept this motion because he said it might affect the two countries. It might cause tension between the Lesotho and South Africa. So Parliament is not ready to discuss this motion. It might take some time before it can actually do that, or we cannot even see the discussion of it at all.
So what is the position of the government? Have they said anything so far?
The only person from the government side that has said was the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Relations, who indicated that as government they will study the movie in detail and see perhaps how they can try to resolve the matter. However, what I can state is that it was just saying they also do not have any intention to discuss it because they are more yet about the relations between the two countries.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening on Issues of Today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Poloko Mokhili from Lesotho filling us in from that part of Africa. Well, time to, rumble into another issue or other issues on the program this evening. Well, Soko, did I say Soko?
Okay, folks. We want to say thank you, and you've listened. But then we just want to bring you the entire story now concerning what has transpired. Folks, from our recent investigation, I got to understand that the next 50 years, 100 years, Liberian businesses will now flourish as compared to the Lebanese and the Indians. And the reason is just simple. Because of what the Lebanese and the Indians did do with our system. And some of our Liberian brothers, sisters, they accepted. We received information about Good Luck Hard Work Center. Hard Work Center. It is owned and operated by Johnny Bambani. And fellow Liberians, here is the article of incorporation And there's nothing in this article of incorporation that mention Ali as an owner of Good Work Hardware Center. Good Luck Hardware Center. And in this article of incorporation, you have the full name of Johnny is mentioned here as Jitendra, spelled as Jrtendra. Then the last name is spelled as Banr, Babani. He has 85% share in Good Luck Hard Work Center. And you have another person by the name of Jakisna Satwani. And he spells it as Jarkisnan. And he spells the last name as Sadwhanr. And he has 15% share. So that means this company is legally registered under the Liberian government by the Article of Incorporation. And in this Article of Incorporation, it tells you what you are to be involved with, what type of business you need to do. And we're going to take our time tonight because we want to explain the story to you. Let me read this Article of Incorporation so you will listen. So apparently, in fact, Johnny, as he's being called, he was the legitimate owner, one. But then at a certain point in time, he had an amendment of the shares that gave 15% share to another person. Mm-hmm. It says, we, the undersigned partners of Good Luck Hardware Center, a partnership agreement formed and registered under the law of Liberia, Republic of Liberia, with the common understanding reached and acting in conformity with the business corporation laws of the Republic of Liberia to amend the partnership agreement, blah, 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 blah. They did it. They did that year, and they did all the amendment and everything. So it gives right to another person. So on this certificate, the business registration certificate, the description of their business, they says they are to be into what? Retail, sale of hardware, W-A-R-E, pins and glass in specialized stores. They gave you the description of that business. What kind of business is supposed to be in? You see, the people from the Liberia business or whatsoever, the people that formed that thing, they put these ideas together because they knew that there could come this day where people will open this business and say, okay, there's a business I want to do, and go do another business. Nobody is not saying you can do 5, 6, 7 different businesses, but they should be registered under the government as per what you want to do. So it means this man is to be involved into what? Retail, sale of hard work, like materials, other, either you say wheelbarrows, some building materials,
Yes, okay.
and pins, and goods in specialized stores. Fellow Liberians, we're quoting documents here. Tonight, everything we say, we'll quote documents. So we got an information that Good Luck Hardware Center is allegedly involved in defrauding the government of Liberia for needed taxes, using the free port of Monrovia and using other folks. to carry out said process. So we as a journalist, it is fair enough. For those of you watching, here are tons of documents of transactions and things that happened. We have it. Yeah, other documents. We have documents. And when we did the investigation, it is just fair enough to get all sides of a story. And we decided to reach out to Johnny Babani. But before I go into it, there is something on a document that they usually give, they call the Asakuda. The Asakuda document, they have something there in the Asakuda document that you name the items you've come within the country that determine the worth and the price, and it has it there by the name, they call it the commodity code. Everything that you bring in the country should have a commodity code. You know the reason why LRA or relevant institutions, revenue generating institutions decided to come up with this? You know what the business people used to do before? They will inform maybe Commerce or maybe the LRA and tell them that we're bringing in goods worth 100,000.
That's for instance.
For instance, they will say that we're bringing in goods worth 100,000, even though the company in which that produce or selling that goods or the manufacturer of that goods, these individuals that is verbally or the means in which informing the LRA or the Ministry of Commerce or whosoever relevant institutions that they bring in 100,000 goods, it is different from what they are saying to the person or the company in which they bought up to or they've negotiated with that company or worth of goods around 500,000. So what they used to do, they will go to the bank, use their account, and transfer that 100,000 to the companies in which account they are getting the goods from in the tune of 500,000. But because the business people don't want to be honest to the government in terms of the revenue they're supposed to pay or the taxes on the goods in which they bring in the country, they will go to the extent and tell the government and go to the bank. That 100,000 they transferred, they will take that receipt of that 100,000 and take it to the Commerce Ministry or LRA or relevant government institutions and submit it to them and say, okay, you see, let it in here, that 100,000 goods will you be ordering for, it coming. So it will give the government or the relevant institution not to charge them as the amount of 500,000 goods. So the government will charge them per what they present. So they will go back to the company now, use another account.
To transfer the remainder,
They will use another account.
400,000.
So sometimes the companies themselves will raise some issue, but why is it you sending us money in an individual name instead of, a business, because a huge amount of money. People are afraid of money laundering and all these things. So the government developed an idea that no matter what, you can beat all the system, but this commodity code that will be issued will determine how much in which you are being paid for said thing you will bring in the country. So you can go and beat the whole system. You can go to John Brown, you do this, you do that, you do all these things, but this cannot lie to the system. So the people develop that thing to know the actual amount that one should pay at the particular time in terms of bringing whatsoever they bring in the country. Fellow Liberians, when we received the information about Good Luck Hard Work Center, that they brought goods in the country, and they allegedly did not pay the money in which they were to pay. It said that it was they did it one time. Certainly no. It said that they did it 2 times. Certainly no. It is the continual alleged actions of Johnny Babani. So, what did we do? Even though we received the document, in December, the items were shipped to Liberia. You got it's a type of focus, you get spare parts. You got wall mount fold spare parts. You got the list of things, and we have them on the record. They brought this. Under this company by the name of Good Luck Hardware Center. And in this document, folks, they were to pay certain amount of money. They allegedly did not pay. But let me tell you how it works. It is alleged that whenever Johnny Babani is bringing in the country goods using the free port of Monrovia, you know what he does? The original receipt from the company in which he purchased the items from, he cannot submit that original receipt to custom, neither to LRA. He has a team. If he brings in country 50,000, just for example, worth of materials, he tells the people it is 5,000. So he's baited on that process, and he pays what he wants to pay. We have documents here. So, when we got the information of the recent television he brought in the country, and he brought that television, the smart thing he did, he had a mix up in the continuum. We have the documents before us. So he declared some of the things as LED touch that cover the LED TV. So what do we do as journalists? We reach out to Mr. Babani as to what we've gathered. So what do? We are not going in, the documents today. We will go into it from tomorrow and many days to come, because we'll be appearing on other radio stations for tomorrow. But we just want to lay the basis so you can understand where this entire thing came from. So what did I do? I wrote a message. And I messaged Johnny Babani. Yes, the message, I'm going to read it. I said, "Good evening, Jitandra Babani." That's his full name. I said, "I'm journalist Sekou Sharif, CEO Voice of Liberia, 104.1 in Monrovia, we have been investigating information surrounding some LED TV brought recently in country by your company, and it was allegedly underdeclared as LED touch, thus allowing you people to pay $75,000 to customs. You know, in journalism, at times you will know the exact information. You don't want to go direct, so you will guide the person. So sometimes, even the figure you know, you will play around, maybe giving different things just to see whether, you know, you got to use your tactics in terms of getting information out of people. Honestly, how much did he pay on this contingent? He paid 22,645 United States dollars. He should have paid something around 70,000. Here's the document in our possession. Here is it. Here is the document. So, I continued. I said alleged action speaks to defrauding of government of needed revenue. Kindly speak or reply to us on said information, as getting your side of said story will balance such allegation. We are willing to share with you all necessary documents and pictures of said information, if only you officially request. He received this thing. Oh, that is mine. He received the message, and the WhatsApp came in blue. He did not respond them. During the morning hours, I decided to reach out again to Mr. Johnny Babani. And I said, "Morning, Mr. Jatandra Babani. Hope you had a great night as usual. You have received and read my message of inquiry concerning or surrounding allegation of you people defrauding government of needed revenue due to the under-declaring and giving false name of goods brought in the country by you people. Kindly respond to said inquiries ASAP, as soon as possible." Mr. Babani wrote me back and said, "Once I reach office, I will call you." And I said, "Okay." When Mr. Babani reached in his office, up to 10, moving towards 11, I did not receive a call from him. What did I do? I placed a call to Babani, and he answered the call. When he answered the call, fellow Liberians, he said he has since called his lawyer, and his lawyer is on his way. If I want to go there, I can go there. And I said to Mr. Babani, I said, "I don't have a problem coming to hear your side of what I've messaged you about. But I won't subject myself to a lawyer because I did not sue you. I am a journalist, and I ask you a journalistic question. If this issue could be a court issue, I couldn't be the one calling you. It could be my lawyer, because the radio station has lawyers." I said, "But it is not a legal issue, sir. So please get it right. I just need you to just respond. Like the way, for example, you just told me if you reach, you could just respond right away there. Either you tell me you did it or you didn't do it, so that I have your side."
As simple as it is.
Simple. Because you had the means to respond to me and tell me that you were going to call me when you reach at your office. So I told him, in that process, I received a direct call. And so the WhatsApp call get canceled. So this is the message I sent to him. I said, "I had a direct call that canceled our conversation. I'm calling back. So when I said that, when I called back, the only thing I could hear was a lawyer calling himself Tony Gibson. And I want us to take it bit by bit. When the lawyer took the phone, he said, "This is Councillor Tony Gibson." And I said, "What that's supposed to mean?" You call my client, and in fact, I'm here. I want to know when you guys will be coming to Good Luck Howard. I said, "You and we don't have issue. I did not sue your client. There's nothing I said legal about. I wrote in a simple message. And for God's sake, if you were there, you legal person, you could just tell him to respond. I'm not in court. There's not a courthouse, so why should I subject?" Then the lawyer, to a professional lawyer, continued to force me and say, "I'm just asking when you guys are coming. I'm not asking you for all these things." You know, using that word, apparently before the man, he feels that he could intimidate me. And I said, "I'm not coming nowhere. And I'm not going to subject myself to you either, because I did not take anyone to court. I'm a journalist." And he said, "Do you know who you're talking to? This is Councillor Tony Gibson." I said, "I don't care." I told him, I said, "Master, there's a journalist, Sekou Sharif." And he said he doesn't care. So we had a kind of scuffle over the conversation. You know what did the lawyer say to me? "In fact, I will need to have the police to call you." Before we go ahead, I continue the conversation. Play the lawyer voice, please. I want the Liberian people to listen. Everything I will say on this radio tonight, I will provide the proof. You know, when you have a big syndicate where people doing things they're doing, and you want to bust and you want to expose them, you see how they come after you. Now, before we come to the threat to my life by someone calling themselves Ali, listen to this. Listen to the lawyer that I call. You're listening.
Hello? 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 Yeah, that's Gibson here. So this is Sekou Sharif. Yeah, when you're coming with the Councillor Gibson here? When you guys coming here? What? I said, when are you guys coming to Good Luck? But when you asking me as if to say I don't have an issue. When you asking me when am I coming? There it sounds something. There's the lawyer. I did not sue your client. I'm a journalist. I'm asking for information that I've investigated. I didn't sue him, so I don't have anything like lawyer issue. Yeah, so if it could be an issue of legal matter, I could call my lawyer, you and my lawyer talk. But it's not a legal issue. I didn't sue him. So it's a legal issue when you have claim against him. It's legal. Okay. You see it that way, right? My man, the question is when you're coming here. So I'm just trying to say to you, I don't have a legal issue. I call him as an individual on investigation I've conducted. But there's a corporation, my man. I don't know whether you understand what it is. A corporation. Okay. So when we do the journalistic issue, because definitely I won't be answerable to you as a lawyer. If it is a legal issue, I will bring my lawyer. I have a lawyer for my institution. I don't know what you call a legal issue. You say because I'm not going to be subjected to you as a lawyer for him. It doesn't work that way. I'm a journalist. I hope you understand the function of journalist. There's a corporation, my man. And so, if I ask him, it's so I messaged him. If he thinks anything I will say about what I've gathered, you a lawyer, you got a right to go and sue me, and I'll go prove it right in the court. This is Sekou Sharif, right? We have the police call you now, so they take up that from that point. Okay, let the police call me. Let the police call me.
Are you listening to me, right? Play the next one. We have the police to call you now. So, using means to intimidate. Play the next one, please. Yes, play the next one. That should be there. Yes, the next one.
Yes.
No, that's not it. The next.
This is what?
Yes, just play the next one.
Jatindra. Let me play Ali.
No, not Ali, the lawyer. You have two voices for the lawyer.
Councillor Gibson is the third one, the last one.
It's Councillor Gibson. Yeah, but Councillor Gibson, I'm waiting for the police call. You say you're calling police for me. Police should call me. I'm waiting on the call. Oh, of course, my man. I do my thing. I don't joke with my name. My name is Tony Gibson. I don't. Myself, my name is Journalist Sekou Sharif. Okay. So I don't joke with things too. I'm Councillor Tony Gibson. Okay, I'm Journalist Sekou Sharif. Uno of Voice of Liberia. Oh, good. Thank you. That's what we're trying to find out on the page, right? I can give you all the detailed information you need so you can go to the court and sue. I'm not making flower with you. You want to make flower with me? I'm just saying to you, I can give you all the details. Hello. I'm more intelligent than you do because of the way you spoke to me from the early stage. I'm not one of these journalists that you can intimidate. You should know me by now. If you are a counselor, you've been practicing this place. I care about that. I care about that right now. Okay, so it's none of my business to ask for how you feel. You can use the code, and we'll bother there. Yeah, just I will be a voice of Liberia. Don't worry. No problem. Go there. You go sit.
Okay, that is it now. So you see, everything I'm saying it in line. So it was the point now when I called the man, we had that conversation, and then the lawyer started to use me to intimidate me, saying he will send the police, police will call me. In fact, they're coming to me, to the place. Apparently, it was a crime that I committed to investigate a case and ask one Lebanese or Indian man that is involved into the alleged defrauding of the government of Liberia through taxes or whatsoever they are to pay at the Freeport of Monrovia.
Jatendra Babani.
So listen, when that happened, this is what I did. I said, now, please know this today and anytime. I will not be intimidated by you calling lawyers or police or anyone you think could do anything. I'm a journalist and I remain by all I messaged you. What did I do? To educate him, I sent him the article of incorporation for Good Luck Hardware Center. When I sent the article of incorporation, he received it. This is what I wrote. I said, listen, in this document, I messaged you, Mr. Jitendra Babandi. There's no Councillor Gibson as a shareholder. But why you want me speak to him? So I try to make understand only two shareholders in this document. So it is this company that did wrong, allegedly. So it is this company owners that I need to ask as to whether they did it or not. If you can talk to me, you got communication person if you had. But how do you can't tell me to talk to a lawyer? Listen, then you know what the man started to do? I won't call the people names because of confidentiality. I won't call their names. Johnny Babani sent two persons to me on yesterday in my office to come and beg me. Yesterday in my office to come and beg me. And the only thing I said to them, I want for Johnny Babani to just respond to my message. Whether he's in the know or he's not in the know, he has his right.
Confirm or deny?
Or deny. Or just tell me, say you don't want to talk about it. So that when we on the radio,
no comment could be a response as well.
We say, okay, we reach out to the man. That's the profession. So you know what he did? I told the guys that came to me, people that I respect, I won't call their names. Even I leave this radio, I won't call their names to anyone in this country. That's how confidential I am. So when I left, apparently what they told him whatsoever, then Johnny Babani wrote me a message. He said, we are friends now. Because he tried to use all the means. Then I asked him, Mini? Then he called me 2 times. And I refused to answer. Then he messaged me. He said, call me when you free.
That's a direct quotation.
Yes.
Call me when you're free.
Yes. That's how he wrote it. So that's how I'm reading it. I don't want to say something different. So what did I do? I sent him other documents of other businesses he's involved with, so as to let him know that I'm informed about other businesses and some of the things he continues to do. So I left it. While having other things yesterday, Johnny Babani kept calling me. Fellow Liberians, I want you people to listen and know some of the things we go through in this country because we choose to be investigative journalists. Some of the offers the very same people will bring to us, we will reject it because we think the right thing should be done. It is because I want the right thing to be done. That's the reason why a Lebanese has come to the extent to threaten my life. So when Johnny's Babani kept calling me, I decided to answer him and I recorded him. Listen to Johnny's Babani voice. Then Ali can say, oh, you wanted money from someone. If I wanted money from Johnny Babani, yesterday I could eat money from him because he's all around begging. Listen to him.
No, money.
No, not
Okay, this one.
Yes.
Jitendra Babani. Okay.
So we can fight, we can become.
Okay, start the thing back. I want you to yell at man. Start the thing back. Start it back, please.
Wait, okay.
Very good. Yes, Johnny Babani, how you?
How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm good, man. So we can fight, we can become friends in Liberia, you know. We have to fight before we can bring friends.
Oh.
We are good after the store. I spent my 28 years in the country. I live a man like you. I'm not foreigner again.
Okay.
Somebody who give 28 years to the country, I'm part with you. Only thing, I get my trap here.
Okay.
Pass to me anytime you're less busy, to the store, so we'll talk. Alright?
No,
because all the person you know them, they're my friend and brothers, right? You get me?
Hello, Johnny.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want us to deal with the more professional issues that I raised first. I'm friend to everybody in Liberia. But when it comes to the kinds of thing, I want to address it first. I spoke with
you can address that.
Hello.
You can forget about the lawyer now. Forget about the lawyer.
Let me just say something. I spoke with the lawyer. Let me just say something you will talk about, please. We're having a conversation. I've already called my lawyer, they're waiting. I gave them, I already called my lawyer, they're waiting.
So then if you want me, if I call you, then you won't go to a lawyer, then we should not talk now, let the lawyer then talk.
Yeah, but ain't you call lawyer?
No, I say it's finished already because I was not knowing you. When Sam told me, and Sam Bella told me, and Sam Anderson told me, they say we are brother, and I know Sharif. So I bought a lawyer from out from there. Finished. Then you want to still follow the lawyer,
so you want to talk?
You finished now. Lawyer not call you again. You finished. You left in the morning. You go.
Okay. You listen to it? Okay. Fellow Liberians, it's so good you people are listening. So when that happened, I had to run for the show at the CPP headquarters during the night hours. So I left. While on the show, conducting the show, I started to receive calls from a number.
An unknown number.
No, the number, unknown number because I didn't save in my phone. So this number, Lone Star number, kept calling me 6 different times. And it clicked to my mind, I said, because, we journalists. Sometimes people want to give you information or something urgent, So I decided to leave from the interview point when calls were coming in on the show.
But then I was taking calls.
Thank you. And I went out to return this call. When I returned the call, a guy called himself Ali. His full name is Ali Kobasi. He started to say some terrible things to me. And before I caught myself, he himself said I should record him. Y'all will listen to it. So I decided to call one of my staffs. I said, come quick with your phone because the phones I have, they don't recall. So I called my staff. When he said, you need to recall me, I call him on tape. Fellow Liberians, I want you to listen tonight. What Ali Kobasi, the owner of BMC, said to me, he threatened my life. Play it, let the Liberian people hear it.
So right here on Capital Bypass, and I hope you call him up.
Okay, so,
You call
Start it back.
my name Ali from BMC Maso. My name Ali from BMC Maso right here on Capital Bypass. And I hope you call him a voice.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
You call Johnny from Good Luck. You tell him, man, that I bring in less light. I don't know what thing.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Why are you calling the man to tell him all this one first?
So who are you, by the way? Who are you to this issue I'm asking?
I'm the man boss man.
You're the man boss man, right?
And this shit they are doing, I will fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense, to intimidate people or blackmail people for money. You must stop it. All day you're disturbing business people for fucking money.
So you say you say you will fuck with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a threat
Bye.
to me, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
All right.
Bye.
now you listen, right?
Quite interesting.
We will continue to play. Sorry for all the words he used. Sorry, but we need to play it. And let me tell you something. This man is not a Liberian.
From his accent, anyone can tell.
This man is a Lebanese. And the man said in the recording that he has his store not far from our radio station.
BMC.
So it tells you that apparently he has followed. He knows how we move. This man has the guts to say what he said. Because I can use the word he said. But this man is threatening me. You know what I mean for somebody to say they will do such to you? This man has money. He brags that he has contact. He brags that he does all the roads for the government. He brags that he knows the president directly. He brags that the defense minister is his friend. Pepsi Yaka is his friend. And so no one in this country can do anything. But you listen to what the man said to me, a journalist. I did not reach out to Ali Kobasi. I did not call him, even though I know with him myself. The way Ali Kobasi has won contracts in this country, if people were investigating or anyone serious in this government, Ali couldn't win contracts in this country. Ali is one of the corrupt persons. But I did not reach out. I did not call Ali, say, oh, Ali this. He said, I'm afraid of Ali. I'm not afraid. Ali is a kid. I'm not afraid of him. But he said that I'm going to take this lightly? Certainly no. And that's the reason why today we took most of our time to have our meetings and engagements. We've informed our international friends. We share the audios with them. We're moving towards elections. Ali is a friend.
Anything is possible.
Ali is a friend to most of the notorious people that do things in this country. Former police people that are noted for killing in this country. Ali has bragged. He tells all his Lebanese friends that from the presidency down, everybody that he friends. We're not going to sit here and say, oh, Mr. President will accept this. No, Mr. President is a very decent man. He doesn't encourage these things. But let me say this. We will officially let the police know tomorrow. We'll read the U.S. Embassy. We'll read various embassies at Monrovia. And we will pursue this, that Ali will be responsible for my life. If anything happens to me in Liberia, Ali will be responsible. I'm a journalist. And I said to Ali, if you have anything where I ask you or any of your Indian or Lebanese friends, bring it to the public. I've been able to play your voice. And the very same people you said are threatening them for money, you heard what they said to me. If I wanted money from them, when the man said I should go to a shop, when he sent 2 persons to me, when he said we are friends, oh, but I want money, then the man doing all that thing. I'm not telling you, say, give me money. You sent 2 persons to me now, Emmanuel. I want money. I'll not tell the 2 persons, say, you go tell the man, say, I want money.
You tell the man, I want certain amount.
Then the man say, we friends. Then I ask him meaning. I'll not tell the man, okay, my man, you know, friend, let's do the thing that day. Then they see me call me again and say, oh, my man, you know, not forget about everything that happened at baking, everything.
You have to fight before you become friends.
But then you might come to me to the store and everything. Oh, if I wanted money, I could not go there. But you know why? This is a thing that they all are doing. So when you try to bust it, they get angry.
But you listen to him when he said he's the boss man of Jitendra.
Yeah.
Okay. So meaning they are working together. This is a syndicate, like I said. So when those things are done, probably some of those goods I brought to his store for selling as well. So these are things they do.
So fella, I want you to play this thing 3 times in a row. Let the Liberian people hear. No talking.
I'll call you. My name Ali from BMC. I'm right here on Capital Bypass. And I hope you recorded my voice.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
You call Johnny from Good Luck. You tell him, man, that I bring in less light. I don't know what thing.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Why are you calling the man to tell him all this one first?
So who are you, by the way? Who are you to this issue I asked him?
I'm the main boss man.
You're the main boss man, right?
And this shit they are doing, I'll fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense. This shit they are doing, I'll fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense, to intimidate people or blackmail people for money. You must stop it. All they are disturbing business people for fucking money.
So you say you will fuck with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a threat to me, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
All right.
Bye. Ali from BMC, my son, call you. My name Ali from BMC, my son, right here on Capital Bypass. And I hope you recorded my voice.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
You call Johnny from Good Luck. You tell him, man, that I bring in less light. I don't know what thing.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Why are you calling the man to tell him all this one first?
So who are you, by the way? Who are you to this issue I asked him?
I'm the main boss man.
You're the main boss man, right?
And this shit they are doing, I'll fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense, to intimidate people or blackmail people for money. You must stop it. All they are disturbing business people for fucking money.
So you say you will fuck with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a threat to me, right?
Yeah, fuck you. I'll call you. My name Ali from BMC, my son, right here on Capital Bypass. And I hope you recorded my voice.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
You call Johnny from Good Luck. You tell him, man, that I bring in less light. I don't know what thing.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Why are you calling the man to tell him all this one first?
So who are you, by the way? Who are you to this issue I asked him?
I'm the main boss man.
You're the main boss man, right?
And this shit they are doing, I'll fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense, to intimidate people or blackmail people for money. You must stop it. All they are disturbing business people for fucking money.
So you say you will fuck with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a threat
Bye.
to me, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, fellow Liberians, you listen. And I thought to play that, and we will repeatedly So, you listen, fellow Liberians. It is time to talk. What do you make of it? Let us hear you on this issue. And, you know, it is clear, I continue to say this on this radio. The people in government, today you are in power. You are making the foreigners to get over Liberians. Tomorrow you will not be in power. They will do the same to you. Now you see the sheer arrogance in Ali. I did not call Ali about anything. I messaged someone on investigation. And I just asked the person. I did not even say in that message that you did it. I said it is alleged. So, but because Ali feels that, yes, maybe like he brags all the time, he knows the president, and nothing can happen to him. In fact, Ali is the Lebanese man in this country. He moves with gun. And he has a syringe on his car. Why our people allowing people to misuse power? It will come a time the Lebanese will decide who to become president of our country. Let's go to the lines. 07709079070 07709079070. They may move a gun and he moves a syringe. Ali Kobasi, the owner of BMC, threatening my life. Let's take this person here. Good evening.
Segu.
Good evening.
What's up, man?
Go ahead.
Segu, this is Emmanuel Smith.
Emmanuel, go ahead, my brother.
And I phone from District State. Segu, I sympathize with you in a very sorrowful way. But let me say this, Segu. That guy force that you just played, the one who threatened you, is a friend to President Weah. Is a friend to Nathaniel McGill. FC Yeke, as you mentioned,
yes,
these are his friends. I know that guy in question. If you see that man giving you that threat and you think you want to take it lightly, my brother, let me start telling you sorry now, because there will be nothing that will come from all of it. That man will even do something to you, they will harm you. At the end of the day, your family will regret.
Sure. But the man said it. The man said it.
That guy, like I'm saying, from Red to Papa there, that guy who get us stool.
Yes, that's
that guy is a friend to President Weah. That President Weah put it in there. All the projects you see, Pepsi, that man doing it. I know he's good. So you got to be careful, my brother. That's the kind of government you support and the kind of people we have in power today. So thank you very much.
Let me take another person. Hello.
William.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
William, David will propose defender.
Okay, go ahead, William. Let's hear you.
Yeah, why you do get that man to police, get into the police? Because we're hearing is a threatening something or table.
Oh yes.
That man go.
Yes.
Yeah, that man be reported to the police. Then there's no security to a boy because you can't set you can't or call you because who's that brother? This can't happen in their home. In the morning, it can't happen that way. You see? Like if criminal dealing bro, somebody try to tell boy, then they tell somebody. What I'm telling you, tell them to the police. Anything no boy.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. We'll take another person. Hello. Oh, sorry. Good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, Mr. McGill. Captain McGill calling from Squire.
Yeah, Captain McGill. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like, first and foremost, Sherry, thank you for bringing this kind of information to the public. What I want to say to you, you are a refined and professional journalist. And these are the kind of people we want in Liberia. Okay, that young man, you must immediately face the case off with the police. After that, because you know police responsible for lives and property. After that, every necessary information that you have gathered, and furnish them with those information. And just as you have said, other party that you have consented this information to, let them have those information. Do not take it lightly.
Sure, I won't take it lightly. It's about my life.
Yeah, these are people who will come and have an associate with some of our dignitaries in government, and we want to use it as an conduit to make those dignitaries to behave as if to say that they are in favor of the ugly deeds. And I believe President George Weah will not condone those kind of unprecedented actions. So what I want you to do, don't take it like they take it very serious, to be racket on it, engage it constructively.
True.
That's what I have to say, brother.
Thank you. And I'll read the president officially. Let me just say this. I'll read the president to bring this to the attention of the president, even though I read in the police, but he's the head of this country. And I'll read them so that they can know that my life is being threatened by Ali Kobasi Uno of BMC. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sekou.
Good evening. Go ahead.
This is Charles Cooper. I call from Kingsburg this evening.
Let's hear you.
And we, Sekou, we are inside time, and we have always been inside times in our country. Sekou, this is why I want to tell someone that slavery has never ended in our country, Sekou. It has only been modernized. That is the change just got from our legs. And they are not beating our back, but we are still in slavery. We have just been transformed to another form. How can these foreigners, Sekou, be the one leader in our country when next to Ghana and other countries around here, these things cannot happen, Sekou? It is because, Sekou, we always institute government that are not in the interest of those who institute the government. If we have a very vibrant and strong government that cares about the protection of our citizens, do you think these foreigners are going to have the face to do what they do? But the foreigners, they know that these things are happening because it is our own government that is subjecting us to this mass suffering. So they know what they are doing. Say good, they will be brave and be telling you that government cannot do anything to them because these government officials go to their business places and they give them gifts. Say good, do you think they will take action?
On this issue, we'll not let it be. This will be the last one. Mm-hmm. Thank you, my brother. It is about my life. Hello?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Richardson, and I joined the conversation from Upper Cowell.
Emmanuel, go ahead.
Yeah, I listen to you, Sekou, and I listen to all the recording you play, especially the one where that one guy tried to threaten you. We all condemn it, and I don't think that's the best way to go. If someone level allegation against you, you need to come and clarify.
But he was not the one involved. I did not ask him. I did not tell him that he was involved into anything. Even though I know he's into all kinds of rubbish.
So, yeah, so we agree with that. And for me, my little disappointment again, I think you need to report this to the authority. But for people to be saying that the government, that the president, all that thing for me.
No, listen to me. Nobody listen now. Nobody blame me. But this is what the man said. The man said he's a friend to the president. He's a friend to the defense minister. He's a friend to Pepsi Yeke. He's a friend to almost all the people in the government. No one blaming the president, though. When I say the people, but it is what he says.
Anybody can say that. I said here today, I support Joe. I can tell both a friend with Joe. I'm not into our Joe.
You could be right.
Anybody can say that, but for people to, for us to the best thing you do, you either contact the police or you can.
No, we'll inform the police officially tomorrow.
And see, and I believe that particular man will be called to book. Nobody above the law. Even if you're friendly with somebody, you don't have the right to be threatening people around here. It is wrong because we all in abroad. For me, I told people there are any issues since we were born and people been made in Liberia. How can
they may move with guns? He got gun and he got sharing on a car. Good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Sekou, I call your name 3 times, right? This is Emmanuel Smith, and I'm back on the line. I was the first caller. Sekou.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
You are a young man coming up. You are very professional journalist. I get too much respect for you. And I don't want your family to regret it. This guy in question is close to the authority. This guy in question is close to authority. If that man do anything to you, my brother, I can simply say this to you. Nothing will come from all of it. That thing you're talking say go to police, that's scared. That's scam. The only advice I get for you, either you quit or you find something different to discuss.
I will not quit this
Forget
issue
about that.
if it care for my life.
If you
And let me
want-
say it. If it costs my life, I'm willing to die.
Chico,
No, listen to me, brother.
all I
If
will
it costs
advise
my
you-
life, I'm willing to die.
I hearing people saying you must go tell police, my brother. You just don't waste your time. That man, the people that man friendly with, the powerful more than even the police here. Don't waste your time, my brother. I know that man good. That man is friendly with people, powerful people in this country. The number one man in the country that man.
So that's the reason why we will let everybody to know if anything happens, he will be responsible. This is a country of law.
Thank you.
Thank you. We take another person. We will see how it ends. Hello?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Springs. I call my around Clarita.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for me, I believe we take our own time to see how we can resolve this. For people to be coming and be talking someone close to the authority, then let's stop that. We got to stop that.
Even though it is not something we need to say, but we also need to say because it is what this man is saying.
But say who? The way the other brother make it appear that everybody who close to the authority,
No,
no,
it's not like that. It's not like that.
It's not everything they want to bring politics.
My man, let's speak to the issue here. You don't can mix this thing up. Let's speak to what's happening.
The guy might be calling on the line, Papa, and be talking about someone.
Okay, go ahead now. You on the line. Okay, go ahead. You on the line.
Thank you.
Oh, so that all you wanted to say? Let me take this person. Hello. You know the admin. The admin said, "When we keep your names on the radio, we'll make it popular."
Hello.
They make this country to be lawless, eh? Hello.
Yeah, hello. How are you?
Yes, go ahead.
People are helping them.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Nathaniel call from Carwell.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, nobody will fool you. That guy is a personal friend to the president. If I'm not mistaken, I think the president here at the Ralphie Highway, he didn't want to construct it. And besides that, yeah, you see anybody go to the bank and walk in the vault and a customer? How that guy is connected. That man goes to bank and walk in the vault. I mean, he goes to withdraw, I mean, with the connection, man goes to the vault and withdraw money, give me money. When that your money to that, your money will get. So don't let nobody. I'm telling you, don't let nobody tell you say, oh, Allah, that guy, and that's why you must underestimate. To not underestimate, eh?
Mm-hmm. We're listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So do not underestimate him. That's true. What he said to you, he's friendly with the president. He's friendly with the Baba Molu, Koji, them all the men in the meaning. That means he took project for the president, PMC Ali.
Okay.
I said, like, when the bank will tell you. That man goes to the bank. When the man enter the bank, everybody give way. They will say anybody will stop stepping up president, and then we focus on that man. So that man, I tell you on the show, say, oh, you know, 2 days, don't underestimate him.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So good. The informations are coming
You
out.
see some of the revelations.
Yes. Hello. Good evening. Go ahead. Sorry, you need to move from the noise, please. You're coming in bad. Just call us back, please. I beg you. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. There is no Japan calling for a place for big country.
In bombing, let's hear you.
Okay. You know, I heard that lovely guy talking to you. I really, very feeling bad as I speak there. I'm feeling bad. You know, this is a country that we are in. When government continue to give edge to foreigner, the foreigner will not respect the citizen. Because once you give the guy the edge, they will always respect the citizen. You think somebody will leave and go learning to go install learning, man? No. So we are in prayer with you. We will pray by the grace of God. God will test you that you are contacting men to make sure and bring a lonely man to justice. They are not above the law. Why would we give a slave in our own country? Because why? Why our leaders continue to cheat on it? We're talking about, we talking about. And what? Everybody for them about job. If something going on wrong when they want talking, they always do politics. They want them. When a job, all that money, all the people, we are all like giving. Yeah, all I do it. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take another person. We'll continue to play that audio. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Too bad. Sorry. We'll take another call. Good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Go ahead.
I'm Esther Smith calling from Mauritius, which is another region. Yeah, my brother, I'm not too happy with that kind of recalling. The Indian guys and the Indian law, the Ghana, we got to step on them in the country. We will not even look at government. What that man say, that we're looking at things to happen. We all will come into it. We all will come into it. They're not more than us in our country. We
Sure.
get expected in our own country. Because of them.
Yeah.
Eh? That's why I just called to let you know.
Okay, brother. Thank you very much. And hello.
Yeah, good evening, brother.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I really want, for me, I'm really constrained to call this evening because I hardly call, but for you, my brother, it just appears to you that because someone who don't have connection will not be telling all the kind of things and telling you that you should even recall him. So if someone says you should take it lightly, for me, if even they would say, but it would be better you take it the legal way. So I don't think that's what you will say. I will forget, but hey, let me just say that and think.
And let me say this to you. One of the things our international guys said to us, and let me say this to you. As of tomorrow, we'll take calls. We'll be begging you Liberians, if even at one person, we will need to assemble. On this, it is about my life. Not just, rep police and do everything. We will assemble and reach out to Mr. President and tell Mr. President that, Mr. President, this is what somebody has said under your government. They say they friend with you, everything will come clean. We'll read the president officially, then we'll take the letter to the president. And we will announce that date tomorrow. Yes, Ali says he can do anything. He has the money. He has the power. We are journalists. We are not politicians. We don't have the money. But we speak to the Liberian people. And we will be calling on you. Do you know how many Liberians we stood for them? We spoke for them. Do you know how many Liberian businesses are going out of business when the Lebanese and the Indians are flourishing in their businesses because of what they are doing? It is not about me. It is about the very same government that I'm fighting for today, that my life has been threatened. And it is time. We're in 2023. We'll call on you Liberians to come out in your numbers. To join me today. It is about me that my life has been threatened. It could be you tomorrow. You could need my service. I've used and continue to use the radio to impact the lives of people. I've sat here and let go things that I should have benefited from and seek the interest of the Liberian people. Some of you that have had problems to your working areas. Some of you that have had problems to some other areas. I've stood in a gap for you. To the extent your rights are being restored. If even you hate me for whatsoever reason, I want to speak to your conscience tonight that I'm a Liberian and a foreigner is about to take the life of a Liberian because of the investigation he has done. It is time for you to let go everything that's happened, to stand with me and say, no, this man is a Liberian. It is time for us to stand with him. A foreigner cannot come in our country, enrich himself at the detriment of the Liberian people, and continues to threaten a Liberian journalist for no reason. I did not reach out to this man. I did not call him. I did not investigate him to say, oh, I've investigated anything about you. I want to get your side. I did not do it. But because he wants to show to me that he's connected, that he can do anything, he has the means to do anything he wants to do, he called me and threatened my life. He called me and threatened my life. If the very same government that I killed myself for in this country, when I nearly die in this country for this very same government, it is under this government or Lebanese will threaten me and say they will kill me, or they will threaten me and they say, sorry for the expression, they will fuck with me and nothing seemed to happen. I wait to see that day, and I will die for this thing. They think this guy did to me to threaten my life for something I did not. I investigated, and I will leave on this case. If this case will carry me to my grave, I'm willing to do it, and I will die for this thing in this country. I'm saying it. Do you know how it hurts? Do you know what some of us stood in this country when our life was to be taken? When people use all the means to get our life, both physically, spiritually, and someone come and sit there and threaten me and say someone come and threaten my life. And let me say this. Some of you in government, it will be the very first time for you to stop talking to me. And I don't care. But I will not sit here. You know, sometimes you, the very same people, make the people to do these things to Liberians. And let me say this tonight. If anything happens to me, I'm leaving from this studio, I alone will get in my vehicle. Because I don't want people to be in my vehicles and they get affected. And I will continue to drive my vehicle, I alone, for the rest of the time. So that when Ali ready to get my life, or he ready to send people to kill me, they should be able to kill I alone, not other people that will be in the vehicle. And it's so good we have international institutions in this country. For a foreigner to come and intimidate and threaten a journalist, I did not call you, Ali, to say you did something. I did not reach out to you, Ali, at all. I never, in fact, I don't have your number. I don't know you. I don't care to know you. I didn't ask you. I asked a fellow by the name of Johnny Babani of his alleged involvement in defrauding the Liberian government. And here are the documents. Here are the documents. Here are other documents. Can you imagine? And I reached out to this man. I did not say to this man that you stole. I said, it is alleged you did this. Can you speak to me about it so that I can get your side? And then because Ali wants to prove to me that he has all the connection, he goes to the extent to threaten my life. If he cared for me to lose everything, I would do it. But I will stand on this issue because I will not allow this issue. The similar way Johnny Babani used the lawyers, used all the means to get me not to talk about this thing. I stood my ground. It is the same way I will stand my ground on this issue. If Ali wants to know all the people in the world, it is up to him. But the little that God can afford for me and the true story of what I've investigated, I will stand by it. I will not allow this. I will not allow this. If Ali like it, he might know all the people in the country. I don't have a problem. And if it is this same government that I nearly died for, we sit here and allow a foreigner to intimidate me and threaten my life and nothing being done about it, I let them with God. I serve a living God. Come and say he knows the defense minister, he knows Pepsi, Yeke, he knows all the people. It is none of my business. And I will not let this thing to go. Johnny will tell the Liberian people the untold stories. Johnny Bambandi will tell the Liberian people the untold stories. And if they give me the chance, I will call all the people names from the custom area, from LRA, and I will call all the names of the people that are working along with Johnny Bambandi to defraud the government of Liberia. I will say it. If this would be the reason why Ali would take my life, he should go ahead and take my life. I will not be afraid. I will not do it. I will expose it. Do you know how many Liberian businesses come and say, oh, I'm trying to extort money from the man. I wanted to get money from that man. All the recordings I play, the man begging me to go to his office. I say no. You think I'm gonna? The man sent 2 persons to my office. I told them no. Liberians, I want you to listen again. My life has been threatened by Ali Kobasi. He says he's the owner of BMC. Let's play that audio again.
Call you. My name Ali from BMC. My son right here on Capital Bypass. And I hope you recorded my voice.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
You call Johnny from Good Luck. You tell him, man, that I bring in less lights. I don't know what thing.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Why are you calling the man to tell him all this one first?
So who are you, by the way? Who are you to this issue I'm asking?
I'm the man boss man.
You're the man boss man, right?
And this shit they are doing, I will fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense, to intimidate people or blackmail people for money. You must stop it. All they are disturbing business people for fucking money.
So you say you will fuck with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a threat to
Bye.
me, right?
Yeah, fuck you. My name Ali from BMC. My son right here on Capital Bypass. And I hope you recorded my voice.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
You call Johnny from Good Luck. You tell him, man, that I bring in less lights. I don't know what thing.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Why are you calling the man to tell him all this one first?
So who are you, by the way? Who are you to this issue I'm asking?
I'm the man boss man.
You're the man boss man, right?
And this shit they are doing, I will fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense, to intimidate people or blackmail people for money. You must stop it. All they are disturbing business people for fucking money.
So you say you will fuck with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a threat
Bye.
to me, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
All right.
Bye.
Let me go to the lines and take calls. 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907. Let's go to the lines and take calls. It is time, fellow Liberians. Like I said, if I have done anything to you, I want to use this time to ask you. It is time to stand with me. For once, just do that because I'm a Liberian. Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, my name Commando from Johnson Bay.
Man, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I will tell you, don't even say. Don't even say anybody call you, tell you, say, be careful with that level man. That the people must be careful. And I will tell you, in our government, you are the general for the Liberia free FM. They are the people that can get out there. They are the people that can get all information. That Lebanese man that knows that talking on the radio and not talking to you, and talking to the whole job we are government. So I want for president, we have to listen carefully. If you got any connection with that particular Lebanese man, you president, we are, you must still good that Ghana to get the ATM. On Saturday, you will see that same group to your compound. You will see that same group to your compound so that Lebanese detector can get all of that clear. Who are the Lebanese men? Can be telling our men. And the guy is doing trading whole and the generation in Liberia. Money of Mother Topa.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Uton. I speak for you from the Bell Factory.
Sorry?
I said my name is Uton. I call you from the Bell Factory.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you, now you're a friend. So if you know any man is depending on something and they will kind of threaten you, they say this one your car for that. And they will get on the street, go quiet in your hands, or keep tapping the hole in our street, then they will get a friend. You now try to end my begging. They happen to this tell me how well sent off. Where some people on the Labour Minister team will instead yesterday, they saw one guy working without the safety boots. So they got asked, why you don't have a safety boots? So the guy said, no, the company not supply safety boots. Yeah,
Brother,
I
thank you.
This morning is Saturday, they don't like that. Go.
Okay, thank you. Emmanuel, come and take calls. I beg you, I want to answer another private calls. Let me take this person here. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Sekou Sherry.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, how are you, my chief?
Go ahead, I'm hearing you.
Okay, there is Nipan, Kalawa Nipan.
Mm-hmm.
Sekou, let God be with you. That stress and interest in you, it will go right back to me. I just want for you to announce the day for us to gather together, for us to march to the president house. Because for me, I know who is that man. He used to red paper election plate. Father one.
Yes. The man got serene on his car. A foreign businessman got serene on his car. Then the man can move a gun.
Yes, Sekou. For me, I know him good. You got let it run there. And the Johnny man, the Johnny Obama man, for me, you know, Sekou, some of the things, our people they cause in this country. You get me? Our people they cause in this country. Johnny, even say pay workers, you not paying your workers there. I got my two of my Google friends who work in the stores there. It's in the man, it's Johnny. Who's the hardware? Right of Cloud store.
Yeah.
When you have I got a store of Sekou. So I'll be waiting. The day you announce for us to gather together.
Oh, yes.
I believe he just presented with the president. You get me? Let him let us follow one or red take up with Sabu a short fellow.
Okay. Thank you.
You, my brother.
Thank you very much. We announce it. This one will not go unnoticed. Hello?
Hello, Sekou.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Where's Emmanuel? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sekou. My name is Jones Puri. I'm calling from Bonapam.
Okay, go ahead.
You see, Sekou, that thing that Lewadi man is saying is not something for us to joke with. But let me tell him, we are the silent listener of your radio station. If he feel he can try anything stupid in the country, we'll tell him that we'll be getting to one Lewadi at a time, one Lewadi at a time, and be slaughtering him. We don't care for that thing, whether be here or someone here is out, whether president or no president, and like Brentford made sure we are president. So if he feel that he can run on the presidency to get at you, we get at them one by one, every level in the country, we'll make sure we get at them and we'll put them to that previous sleeping place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This person. Good evening.
Good evening, Sekou.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, this issue is not something to joke with. So I want you to send a recording to all the other radio stations.
No, I will be appearing on another radio stations tomorrow as well. 2 other radio stations will carry it and everything, and we have other media institutions. It is on tomorrow. We'll read the police, we'll read the president, we'll read the U.S. embassy, we'll read other embassies around Monrovia.
Yeah, let all the media carry it.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we continue taking calls. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Hello, you are live.
Yeah, you're talking with Thomas quickly. Actually, I've been listening to you. I'm speaking from Kiaba, really, brother. For why that young man saying actually threatening himself, he don't threaten you. And anything that happened to you, for me, yeah, more or less, people that know him, more anything that happened to you, something will happen to them. He didn't threaten himself.
Please.
He threatened himself, but not you interest. So I have support with you. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you, but we don't encourage mob justice. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Hello.
Hello?
Your line is bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, you getting me?
Yes, sir. You're live.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. My name is Jeremiah Jiku. I call from Carwell, presently, but I'm a resident of district number 17.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. Let me say this. I just called to express my disappointment and let the country hear me. I continue to say this to people. I'm disappointed being a Liberian.
Why so?
Yes, it's simple. You listen to the story of Sekou over there. You take that to be you taking that to be a common thing. If a man I can tell you say recall me a foreign national, my brother, this thing is hitting me. It could be me. This is my frustration. I usually tell people if God offered to me to leave this country and I get my immediate family to where I will be, I'm done with Liberia. I'm done with Liberia. I'm no more in Liberia because there is no sign that the future will be better. The only sign we are seeing that pretty soon, as Segu said, foreign national will tell who to be president in our country. That's the sign we are seeing. It is clear for this man. And people is validating it. It's proving to it that yes, he have all the connection with the top leaders in the country. Hey, it is finished. Seku, all I can advise, if I was Seku now, I'm done with journalism. I leave this country and go live my life different place.
Okay,
because
sir.
If people are validating this, serious, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated being in Liberia. Seriously.
Please don't be. You were born here as a citizen of Liberia. We can all help to make it better. Another caller is on the line. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
Good evening. You're speaking to Rose from Capital Bypass.
Go ahead, my Rose.
Seku, I want to tell you, you should take bold steps in this matter because it's your life is involved, first of all.
Okay.
And you need to go to the American embassy. If the government is not able to deal with that man, I think the U.S. will deal with him.
Okay.
Because we will not get a foreigner in our country, started telling our journalists, our citizens in this country, what Liberia is going to. Liberia is leading to something else. So you have to take a bold step because we're discussing your life. People die in this for free and nothing came out of it. So I will encourage you to take a bold step.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
No one should fool you and tell you that be afraid. Don't be afraid. You depend on God to fight your case and take a bold step. Your case will be settled.
Thank you so much for calling. Another caller is on the line. Thanks for joining us. From where you call and what's your name?
Yeah. Hello?
Hello, you are live on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Pastor James Bakla. I'm calling from the Mother County.
Okay.
It is God that I expose the evil who are in this country. Segu, I will be in prayer with you. Don't take it lightly. We will stand by in prayer. Why you say it is true?
Okay.
They will go against and destroy nothing against that. Nothing. But for your case, it is God that is exposing the evil men in this country. Thank you so much. And I will stand by you in prayer, Mr. Segu.
Thank you for calling us. Well, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, you are live.
Yeah, Emmanuel, this is Poeman Fafley from my Barkley.
Go ahead, Vavli.
Yeah, I just want to tell Brother Seku, the people that went to meet him on the airport when he came from Morocco, we are still standing with him. What that Lebanon man is doing, the Bible say when the rose ready to die, he can get in real bottle. So his time is limited now because we expose them in this country. So we are standing by Brother Seku. Any plan together, we are by his side. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. You are live. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Lloyd D. Johnson, Tradition about Loyalty, and I join you from district number 11. Our community.
We are listening, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, thank you. You know, people, just really resolute and do what you think you want to do. No, let me tell you, that man, listen to your voice. Let me tell you, he can't do nothing. They're only trying to slow you down on what you're supposed to do for the Liberian people. Let me tell you something that you don't know today. No, you see, you see Eddie Gordon Williams, you see Oliver Khan, you see Elasa. Let me tell you, you are the people that nobody will play with in this country. Let me tell you, no, you can remember you stood on the air. You stood on the air against the Lone Star Cell. And people gathered. So, look, Eddie Gordon Williams stood on the air. He sat on the air and said that, well, he won the American battle that if you don't take your money for politics, I will follow people to protest against you. And take the whole war and came to yourself. Let me tell you, just do what you think here. To nobody can put fear in you. Now, anybody, any of you, let me tell you, they will not find rest in this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Well, We will do that peacefully using the laws of Liberia. Good evening. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, you are live on the line. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Baka Freeman calling from Banjo.
Go ahead, Chief.
I want to tell you not to be afraid. We all the people say they may know the big people, know big shot or whosoever. Go accordingly. Go straight to the police and register your case. From there you can take any other step. Let the police be the first.
Okay.
You are a Liberian. You are a Liberian. Nobody must feel safe because they may know people. Those are the pay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have another caller, yeah? Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, you're live. Go ahead.
My name is Musa from Bapulu in Medinata, Musafa.
Okay, go ahead, Chief.
Okay, from the start, I'm going to put the program this morning. And let me tell you, Seku, what I supposed to do, what I got trying to do, is you need to ask the person. I got one thing to do, but I go to go. In the program, go to the mansion. We all will go and come there. I'll live in Bapulu. I'll post my men that will come while around you, go with the president. Because I got a bad thing to do the country. What more he tell you? What more I not tell you, Seku? But we'll pray for God to guide you in our person, you and AB for Free FM.
Okay.
In the country.
Thank you.
Nothing happened to you, but the military, you had to read the embassy, you had to read all your friends, media, for them to know what happened in that bureau.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for calling. We go back to the line. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. You're live. Go ahead.
My name is Vanessa Call from Florida, opposite of Clinton District, Bomi County.
Okay, go ahead, Chief.
We follow the show. The Liberian people now need to sit and wait for something more happy to you first. I want you to organize a short time so we can join you to go to the president because we need to sit that something more happy to you before we can do something.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are very sure that authorities of the Liberia National Police or our security forces, they're all listening. Good evening.
Yeah, hello?
Hello, sir. You are welcome.
Yeah, I'm calling from Klein Hill.
Your name, please.
I'm Jeffrey Harry. I want you to hold your peace.
Mm-hmm.
Whatsoever that is holding, don't have no fear, have no sorrow. The Bible says we should watch, fight, and pray. That man can't do nothing to you. That man is a foreigner. He's a foreigner. You see what happened in the room, he see that what he can bring here. I will not blame him. Because in Lebanon, that kind of Liberian can be brave to come and settle Lebanese citizens within their homes. God forbid. Those people, they are completely wicked people that is just about walking free in the country. But we will be with you all the way. I want you to just get to remark. But those are what they bought them. They should advise him. Because all the problem, all the things that he has said here, everything will fall on them. We should be very mindful. And I tell you, the government will call him and he will rebuke his system and he will apologize to the nation and the world or else.
We hold it as that and take another caller. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello, sir. You are live.
How you doing, bro?
We're fine, thank you. What's your name, Chief?
Call me, don't worry, bro. I'm not going to do nothing to you. I'm a guy of back. I just give a God to you. I'm calling my men who come in here. Anything happening to you, I men who come to you. If anything happening to you, I will fuck with that man.
Hey, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Jogi.
Thank you so much.
Coming in town, I early in town, give a God out there. If anything happening to you, we find them. In the country. I'm not get talking. I'm coming. I'm coming. If you get that, your boy always do.
Oh, we stop it right there. Well, it has not reached that point. It is true that Seku's life was threatened, but we are very sure that the government will intervene. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I'm Mistress for my calling from Johnson. Yes,
Okay, ma'am, go ahead.
people you see, first of all, I want to say sorry what that agent did to you. Since this morning, I heard that thing. I've been feeling so bad. Can you imagine a foreigner is threatening our journalists, professional journalists, for nonsense? Then our people in the government, up to now, none of them have even called to even ask you what happened. But as for me, I only want to ask you when you will be getting ready to go at the president's place or at the embassy, I want to join you to go there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Any course of action, we will announce it subsequently. More calls coming in. Good evening. Thanks for joining us.
How you doing, man?
We are fine. Thank you for joining us.
That lonely man threatening people sitting there, so panic, doesn't want to do anything. Take the man to the court. Those people brave enough. Those people got power in this country. Those people distribute money to government officials. Those people say that in the country for panic breaking drugs. Those people taking over the country. You don't know? That man threatening Sekou sitting there. Sue the man, carry the man to the court.
Okay.
The people will proceed there. Supporter will proceed there. What's Sekou doing so? Sekou will not look at the thing. He will not look at it differently. Not people start telling Sekou, oh, the man will not do anything. The man will not do this. Don't get power here. You don't know. You don't know.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir.
man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I know we do believe in our judicial system, so we will explore all of the means available to us. Good evening.
Yes. Very disappointed. Very easy. Competency actually is a formula forever. I don't have even if you are continue that.
No, not job. We are in you.
You need to take action.
Okay.
Yes, the action we need.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Another caller is on the line. Good evening. Welcome.
Yes, hello.
Hello, sir. You're live.
My name is Vani Kwe. I'm Johnny from Bomi County.
Go ahead, Vani.
Yeah, what I want to tell you is when someone tell you they will deal with you in many ways, they can even do it in an average way or even they send someone to kill you. So don't take it to be joking thing. You have to take it serious, brother.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Using the legal means. Good evening.
Hello, Brother Sekou.
Good evening, sir. You are live.
Yeah, but I'm going to do on Norris Corner.
Okay.
My brother, it's not happening in this country, brother. It's all about ourselves. Because you see this country we found here, things can happen, people can work okay, but I don't want you to take the case easy. And your life, for me, I like to say every time, I value the life, the end of everything, right?
Okay.
Take that man to task. In that day, if it comes possible to forgo our business, to go to that court to stay in there, I will take the thing, yeah?
Thank you.
To come to our country, they don't want to see good for all. They all want to go and beg it. Can you imagine the only guy wasted if in my face? The only guy wasted. I say I want to buy goods when the money short turn around. They took the money down from the ground. I said, I will not tell you to come and pick it up. Our brother is told they start supporting the man. They call police. They went to the devil. The police say, I shall pick up my money. I said, for what reason? I put the money in the man. If turn around, I'm taking. Let me get my money back. They should took the money on the ground. And all the police came and they say, I wronged the man. Because I must be for me, I get money to take the kids when all they were left. Because you know this country, if you don't get money, nobody value you. How are they looking? So that case, in the day you go into the court, what I do, I will owe you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. This is a show of support, but let's do it legally. Good evening. Hello. I will take another caller on the line. Good evening. 0770907-907. Another caller on line 2. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Hello. Another caller here. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, you are live.
Yeah, I called again one time. My name is William Kwe. Well, I'm calling from Bomi County.
Okay.
Retired.
Quickly.
Yeah, this super lonely people. You have to turn everyone in the country. All while it will cause chaos.
No, we don't have to insult them too, though.
Yeah, well, I fully know.
Okay, Chief, we can just stop it right there. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. You're live. Is it Lawrence Spencer?
Yeah, this is Samuel Carton. I joined you from Kawa.
Go ahead.
You see, like the previous caller said, look, man, before you say that, but then you don't know what they're planning. So maybe that's something you want to do, like maybe African style or maybe physical. So I would advise if you can deal in the African way before you can get to you, deal in the African way.
Thank you for your advice. Well, we will take another caller. I think we have a legal system here in Liberia. It is only prudent for us to, explore the legal means. Good evening.
Hey, how are you, sir?
We're fine. Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
I'm right by asking a call from Brush Street.
Okay.
They go, don't matter to go there calling you. If you try your friend, solution to the problem, or they put that calling you. Copy as class up. Because put you nothing, no, that you're doing. Can't try, go to the legal process. You have a problem.
Okay.
And I'll protect you. You have a problem.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Siku is on the line with some other people outside there, but he's listening, he's following the show, and we want to thank all of you who are, in solidarity with us here at Voice of Liberia, most especially Siku Sharif, whose life was threatened by this man believed to be a Lebanese man. Good evening.
Good evening, Siku.
Good evening. This is Emmanuel. Go ahead.
Hey, man, this is Nathaniel Kumar for everyone.
Okay.
You see, I'm very surprised of this man for calling to be threatening our own Liberian government. Well, that's when people for the door and the different because Africa, you can't do that.
No. Please, let's be civil, okay? We shouldn't use this medium to insult other people, please.
Yeah, people for the
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's remain civil. Good evening.
Hello. Yeah, good evening, bro. How you doing?
We are fine. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm James William. I'm phoning from Virginia.
We are listening, Chief.
Okay. You see, the reason why you see the Lebanese guys, they're doing this to our brothers because they come into our country, they open businesses, and then they're beating our brothers, and then our government is not saying anything about it. It's a reason why they come out threatening us against that they will kill us. But I'm telling you that the day any Lebanese men try to say they will kill any Liberian, that they will run on the Lebanese men or in our store, will take orders and run on them and kill them too.
No. Mob justice? No. We have the legal system. I know those from the judiciary are listening. Good evening.
Yeah.
Hello, you are live. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Manuel.
Good evening, Chief.
Yeah, I'm Sinisius D. Williams, calling from Bannersville.
Good to have you on the line. Please go ahead.
Yeah, but brother, the issue concerning Sekou there is a very detrimental issue. We've seen it on the other scene, but it's very detrimental.
Okay.
For a foreigner to come and threaten or someone who is a citizen, I don't think that is taken into consideration. And I want to see this to be what will be the action of the justice? What will be the action of the justice? Because Sekou in person is a journalist, he's a national journalist, he's a reputable person, and he need to be protected.
Okay, sir.
By the reason of threat, he need to be protected. He need to be under the arm of government as government carry on proper investigation concerning his life.
All right.
So I think this issue should reach the concern of the government, and the government need to take intervention because those guys just playing themselves, come to cause trouble in our country because they feel that they have one or two connections, which of course we will not allow it.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Another caller. More calls on the lines. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, sir. You are live. Hello. Hello. Well, the line is still on, but I don't think you are getting us, so we will go back to take another caller, 0770 907 907. this caller. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Okay, I'm Bokai Freeman calling from Banjo.
Mr. Freeman, please go ahead.
Okay, please, I'm begging you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let any Liberian man tell you, the men know the government, you know all the big people. Those are the paid people to make you afraid. You understand?
Okay.
Take the law. Take it to the law. Just like how you say, you will see the differences in this. Because when things come to shop, you see the amount of Liberians that will back you up. The first and second man that call when they start the call, who are telling you the man know the government, you know the man Google, the man can do anything, so you must leave it. Those are pay agents.
Okay.
Don't stand by them. Yeah?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You are a Liberian. Continue being a Liberian and stay by the law.
Thank you so much, sir, for calling us. We go back to the line to take more calls. Good evening.
Good evening. This evening we are very power.
Please speak louder for others to hear you.
This evening we are very from power.
Go ahead, Chief.
Okay, for me, I mean that the Florida is expecting our people sharing the business. I can't blame anybody with this. I'll blame security.
Why?
Because what happened now to be friend? Because what they always do in the country, when something happen, the way I made that reminder, when something happen now, they will be the same people who escort people to go to the pool and go run away to every government. Because what they been doing in the country, they can't investigate nothing. Anytime something happen in the country, before Baba thing happening, but when they go there, so they start my business, but now they will not do it. They will be part of all around. They say they're working. They will make sure the West we had a better. We are safe on the country. I because or beginning. We just let to go the country. Well, what they doing in the country? Bad thing happening. They go on and see happening in the country again. And you know what I mean? A lot of people been dying, but every day they go there without. I mean, I tell this man, I said they go there and hold that man and see what they had to go to court. They will not do it. I don't know. They just do that. They didn't say they will not solve the people who all around here. About they leaving the man who said the man lied. They will not do it. We part of my people was the suspect.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Out of the legal means available to us, we will use it. Good evening.
Good evening, Mandre.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us, Chief.
Thanks so kindly. My name is Boaka D. Kurma, and I joined the conversation from Makoa resident.
Go ahead.
Emmanuel are actually listening to the recording, and what is most scary about it, the man said to Sekou, recall me. Because you see, normally people can say,
as though he's not afraid, he has no fear, absolutely.
To tell somebody, the person recorded me without my consent. But he was very clear. He gave Sekou the go ahead to record him. So because he thinks he's so powerful, he thinks he can threaten Sekou's life and go with impunity. Trust me, my brother. We were here. We saw what happened when Moses hired the boy. And today, they are well-being. No one knows about it, right? So if he thinks he connected to all of the powerful people, then he just know that the power of people have, we give it to them, we the different people. We are the custodian of the power.
Okay.
So, and again, for him to make any move on Sekou, we organize ourselves, we mobilize ourselves, we mobilize resources to ask the president to do the right thing. Okay. The guy should not use his proximity to the presidency to intimidate any Liberian. That can happen anywhere in the world. Only in Liberia, because when the guys come here to do this thing, nothing happens to them. So they think Liberia are not important. And even our leaders, they themselves, it is now time for them to stand for us. Then they made them no foreigner to know that we are very important. Because in our country is taking all of the million dollars from here, then you not get no regard for any of us. That is wrong. And it is now time for us to stand up Liberian. Enough is enough. Our cup are now filled. And this is the time now for action.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Enough is enough. Our cups are filled. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. You're live, Chief.
Imam Baga Sano, calling from Fulham, Popping Highway.
Go ahead, Imam.
Yeah, Sheikh. I got to say I tell you, you know the ambassador or you know the embassy?
Of course, the embassy is here.
Yeah. The court is the legal means, but I think you have to engage them first.
Okay.
Yeah, and
that's another fine suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead, meet with their head.
Okay.
What you will say, then you tell us.
Okay, sir.
I'm the Imam Bagasano calling from Birmingham. We put it down.
Thank you so much for that suggestion. We take that into serious consideration. Another caller is on the line. Thanks for joining the discussion tonight. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You are live on the show.
All right, my name is Alice Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, there's problem what going on. I understand you. But the people, they many people in the town here. Even when you go in a store to go bar, they can be insulting you. When you go to and say, they come in my pocket. They come in my pocket. And insulting what can be giving you. So they come out to set it because they can look bad. When you carry your complete somewhere, the people complain, they be telling people say they come in the packet. So why name they come in the packet? You see? So that one make it the people first get on us.
Okay. All right, Mama. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I will play the audio for the last time before we can go because we have roughly 10 minutes to go. We have to give way to the news team to bring for all of us the news at about 9 o'clock. Listen to the direct threat against Sekou Sharif of Voice of Liberia.
I'll call you. My name Ali from BMC. My son right here on Capital Bypass. And I hope you recording my voice.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
You call Johnny from Good Luck. You tell him, man, that I bring in less light. I don't know what thing.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Why are you calling the man to tell him all this one first?
So who are you, by the way? Who are you to this issue I'm asking?
I'm the mayor bossman.
You the mayor bossman, right?
And this shit they are doing, I will fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense, to intimidate people or blackmail people for money. You must stop it. All day you are disturbing business people for fucking money.
So you say you say you will fuck with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a threat
Bye.
to me, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
All right.
I'll call you. My name Ali from BMC. My son right here on Capital Bypass. And I hope you recording my voice.
Yeah, Ali, go ahead.
You call Johnny from Good Luck. You tell him that I bring in less light. I don't know what thing.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Why are you calling the mayor to tell him all this one first?
So who are you, by the way? Who are you to this issue I'm asking?
I'm the mayor bossman.
You the mayor bossman, right?
And this shit they are doing, I will fuck with y'all. This nonsense you can be doing, running behind business people for nonsense, to intimidate people or blackmail people for money. You must stop it. All day you are disturbing business people for fucking money.
So you say you will fuck with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
It's a threat to me, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
All right.
Bye.
Well, this, the guy speaks loosely, carelessly. Sekou, something just ran to my mind. I don't think if we are writing or taking any legal step, we should just include you as an individual. We should just write and complain the threat against you, because by extension, we work here at Voice of Liberia. Maybe if he's not able to get you, he can get other people too. I also co-host the show, and we've been discussing these things. So instead of just, it just came to my mind.
Sure, you're right.
Instead of just writing the police and the embassy, or other embassies across Liberia, we will be including the names of the staffs working here at Voice of Liberia so that we can put in his hands our lives.
Yes, so that maybe if he cannot get at me,
yes,
he might go after someone else here at the Voice of Liberia.
I think that's another
it's very important.
Very important suggestion I decided to bring out this evening. So please make sure all of those documentations I placed somewhere very well because we will be using them as we write those various embassies. But you listen to him. That is the recording we are talking about. We take another caller on the line. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good evening, Segu.
Yes, sir. This is Emmanuel.
Well, this is about the Abake Bakamfi.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for bringing this to our land life. What we do first, take the matter to the court.
Okay.
For threat against your life.
All right.
But any scratch marks that come exist, the government should bear responsibility of it first. Before we take the demonstration. You get me?
All right.
You are not going to hear the demonstration. We will hear the demonstration and we'll take it to their store and take it anywhere that we will feel that we will take it. You just continue with the lawful aspect. Thank you very much. Have a better time.
Thank you so much for your support as well. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Hello. Hello, you are live. Go ahead.
Yeah, how are you, Segu?
We are fine, thank you. This is Emmanuel.
Okay, I'm Sam Joseph. I call from Capital Baba.
Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, the first I want to tell Segu is to go to the court first because that Ali guy knowing very well. They are far out in the Liberia margin. They are very arrogant, rude, and they see the first in the judicial, the legislature, and the executive, and one of that people good. They don't people go there by themselves, they get one. They kill people and go free. Happy any second time, his brother rather have auto on the bypass. Rape or get, kill or get. So many kill us out. He has the escort team when you're carrying him. They are fast. They get around one on bypass and get a Baba near Rose Papa. That one who did. Really by 5 in the morning, almost all Mama prayer in Isaac. So I don't know, my son is like really can be. Because it's the power, it's always the potential to publish their pocket. So it's not something I think we just stay down with. And the thing is, you sue it also. That makes it discourse.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. 5 minutes to go. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir, you are live.
Yeah, thank you all so much for the fascinating discussion on ground. Let me say good evening to the peace-loving people of Liberia. You know, Sipu?
Your name?
Yeah, the name is Josh now. Yeah, you know, our mood just is like tear rolls from my eye when I listen to that audio like you play. Yeah, you know, actually, sincerely speaking, my brother, the justice system like we have to be very tight. When it comes to people, you know, because we like we can't have for everyone we see we accept them. People use that, you know, to take out the people who are not some modern people. How we are learning there, you know, also one person who treating the life of a peaceful citizen. So represent a member of the fourth estate, someone who stay the cost to see the betterment of the country. Yeah? And not even ordinary person, but someone who is at the point of his life, risking his life every day and night, making sure that the Liberian people being informed to the daily happening of that country. Then someone who is not even president of this country, not to be segregated in my opinion. I accept the idea of dual citizenship by the president. Ain't getting my point, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sincerely speaking, that is life threatening and you repeat it by using a lot of profanity on the young man. I think we're denigrating to the institution of the member of the fourth estate, that's one. And we're denigrating to even we as a Liberian. There's a denigrating statement the man made to even be using a lot of profanity on the radio station, calling the man and threatening the man. So it is wrong that for Liberian to investigate on the happening of Liberian business sector, where I've been manipulated by them, I've been highly polluted, that when you will go back on the level people, they knew a lot of profanity on our station, and so some of them even go and harassing there. And I think all of this, or because we look at them and close our eye on them, so I'm going to extra mile. This is what I'm trying to tell us.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for a 40-minute time. The new remain is in short testimony now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We can take 2 more calls to go home. Good evening.
How about you guys doing?
We are fine, thank you. This is Emmanuel. Go ahead.
Yeah, Imam John from Mount Bagley.
Go ahead, John.
I don't want to say this to the government. If our leader, the circle, take this to the court and the law not take anything, like PMC story, they will not stay there in our entire life again.
Well, no threat at the moment. Let's stop it right there and take our final caller. No threat. We know we've not reached the judiciary yet, neither the police. Please walk away from that monitor. You are a final caller.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, hello?
Your background.
Hello?
Okay, sir, you are live. Go ahead.
My name is Bobby Whatever, calling from this West Junction.
Go ahead, Bobby.
So the problem you see the Lebanese guys, man, is people that will take it easy with them because they are other people.
All right.
And when other men say things, they mean it. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
Our brother and sister that live in the other world, Lebanon, we know how to treat them. Yeah. So, our own home again, our country, the only member got threatened or citizen, the government will really step into the case. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much as well for calling. More calls still coming in, but we have to go. We want to thank all of you for, the show of support. This is what we want to see in our country, stand with each other, staying alongside people who are threatened, or at times people who may be going through some tough times. So please, let us not at the moment initiate any action whatsoever. What we can do, especially to the citizens, what we will do on tomorrow at the Voice of Liberia, we will officially write various embassies. We will write the government of Liberia. We will write other people concerned, some of our partners. We will inform them about this threat because the guy was bold, he was fearless to have told Sekou to record the conversation, to have him on record. Look, have me on record, I am fearless. That was the thought of this man. Record me, because what I am about to say, it is life-threatening and I can do it. I have the ability to do it. So please, let us at the moment, to our citizens, those who are showing support, let us not initiate any action at the moment. We will write the national police and they will try to invite this man. They will investigate him and we will see the outcome before we can announce anything further. So thank you so much. My name is Emmanuel Davis. On behalf of the entire team here, our production team, we want to wish you well and say many thanks for joining us. The news is up next as usual. We will join you hopefully tomorrow as we continue bringing you more and more information. So keep us in your prayers as we continue to do this in the supreme interest of Liberia. So do have a great night from the team that is the Issues of Today team here at Voice of Liberia. The news is up next. Bye-bye.
We thank you, Lord, because you've gone ahead of us. You've cleared up the mess behind us, and you've gone to the future. Lord, this tour is a success, and we ask, Holy Spirit, that you continue to guide us.
104.1
Voice of Liberia.
Your power station.